Hey you, you're finally awake. What? I haven't been sleeping for so long. It's only 1 p.m. Only 1 p.m? Half the day is over and you haven't achieved nothing yet. But why do you even sleep so long? Because sleep is healthy and that I'm not tired in the morning. Don't be silly. You sleep more than enough and are still too tired to get out of bed. So tell me the real reason you slept so long. Alright, I may have been awake till 3 a.m. because I need to study for school. Ahem. Because I wanted to play some Rocket League. Oh man, you really are a hopeless case. Why aren't you more like him? No, not this guy, but him. Before he goes to sleep, he goes through his nightly routine to then go to sleep at 9 p.m. Of course, in the morning he has no problems with waking up at 7 a.m. While people like you sleep through the morning, he is already out in the world, training, reading a book, meditating, and working on his business. Not once does he show a lack of sleep or being tired. The moment he wakes up, he can fully focus on any challenge in front of him and doesn't need to fully wake up. And because of his sleep, his whole day is set for success. But I can do the same, just at a later time. But why don't you do it then? Exactly. So stop pretending to have a good sleeping cycle and let me show you exactly what to do to wake up at any time you want to. Just more than half a year ago, my sleeping rhythm was fucked. In the week, I sometimes just got up 10 minutes before school to dress myself and get there. And then, half asleep, I went through the whole day learning nothing and being useless to everyone around me. On the weekends, it was even worse. I was a big boy, and that's why I got to sleep when I was tired, even though I was clearly sleep deprived. So the times when I got to bed varied between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. And so did the times when I got out of bed. So I got up between 10 and 12 a.m. I was even that undisciplined that I was happy when I woke up at 10 a.m. I was clearly fighting with my alarm clock, but I wasn't the type to just put it on snooze and wake up 5 minutes later. But I argued with myself that I would just sleep 5 more minutes, like I was talking around myself. And of course did I make little to no progress on the weekends as well, and had a constant feeling of laziness and no motivation. So the whole days were just thrown away because of my sleeping habits. And maybe because of my laziness, but that is another topic. But then I analyzed my bad habits and saw this instant red flag that was clearly blocking what I wanted to be better at. So I started to reduce my bedtime to just 9 hours. In the week from 10 p.m. till 7 a.m. and on the weekends from 11 p.m. till 8 a.m. I was able to do it very fast because I was motivated to just get out of bed and had a pretty good night's sleep in the week. But on the weekends, because of the time change, I wasn't even able to get out of bed at 8 a.m. and didn't have good sleep either. This then took over to the week where I had the same problems on Monday and Tuesday to get up at 7 a.m. in the morning. Because of this realization, I just sacked my time change and stuck to the general rule of standing up at 7 a.m. and going to bed at 10 p.m. And oh boy was my sleep good from then on. Obviously not perfect because of other influences, but very good so that it didn't influence my days anymore. And that's how I built the habit to stand up at the same time every day. But you yourself obviously ask how you can do it, so here are my tactics for a good sleep rhythm. Firstly and most important is your self-discipline. The tips that I'm going to tell you will make you sleep better and will therefore make it easier to stand up. But you still need the willpower to get out of bed because no one will do this for you. Except your angry mother.
Ryan, get up! It's time for school!
So develop your self-esteem so that you are the man of yourself and not your bad thoughts. This way, many of the things that you couldn't do and were just too hard for you will fade away and will be a lot easier for you. Then, before you get to bed, you should have a nightly routine that you follow every time before you get to bed. Like your morning routine setting up your day, this will set you up for sleeping. Because every time you do a certain sequence before going to sleep, your brain will recognize these cues and will identify them with sleeping. That way, your brain will get way faster into sleeping mode and will minimize your bedtime and maximize your sleep time. Obviously, in this night routine should be included as well that you don't use your phone for around 20 minutes before you go to bed, and that you don't eat a big meal or drink sugary drinks before you go to bed. These are things that are going to decrease your sleeping quality and therefore decrease your recovery from sleep. It's also a very good idea to darken your room and make it as quiet as possible because of the sleeping and recovery benefits. Then you should plan to have at least 8 hours of sleep every day. But when you plan your sleep time, you should include that only around 80% of your bedtime will be converted into sleep time. Just because you go to bed at 10 PM and wake up at 6 AM doesn't mean you slept 8 hours, unless you instantly fall asleep as soon as you touch the bed. So if you want to sleep 8 hours, you should plan your bedtime to be 10 hours. As an example, if you want to sleep 8 hours and wake up at 7 AM, then you have to go to bed at 9 PM. This way you would guarantee to have an average of 8 hours of sleep every day. The last tip to program your day for success and not for failure is to make your awakening as comfortable as possible. Turn your alarm clock to a smooth and relaxing sound and not to the annoying iPhone sound. Have a morning routine that will make sure that you have enough time to ease into the day. My morning routine takes about half an hour and consists of me waking up, going into the bathroom to then ready myself, and then to meditate for 15 minutes afterwards. This gives me enough time to fully wake up and to accomplish some of the easier tasks and habits right off the bat. Right after this, you should get out for around 20 minutes to get some sunlight on your skin. Do this even on a cloudy day, because outside you will get even more sunlight than being in the house and standing in front of the window or something. Also do the obvious things like keeping your bed comfortable, having enough air circulating through your room, and having a temperature of around 20 degrees Celsius to assure no sleeping complications. Now, nothing will stop you from the ultimate recovery to get up at any time you want to and to get a lot of work done that day. Just with this simple but disciplined habit, you will accomplish a lot more during these hours than many people will throughout their whole day. If you have some questions or topics that you would like to hear about in the later videos, please leave a comment down below. Always keep your focus on your purpose. See you next time.